It doesn't matter what we do. It's the level of consciousness that we're in when we do it. Let's talk about what they're going through and why their reactions were that way. Just talked about how long will somebody who, once they leave safety, security, and survival or home life, how long will somebody stay in this place? We don't know. So as long as they're still here in this energy center, you can 100% believe you are going to be met with anger. Without a doubt, you will be met with anger. So here's the remedy to that. And again, thinking back of parents who are like, no, I want to reach out. It's time to reach out. I feel like I should reach out. Okay. But it really only matters the intention of why you're doing it. If your intention is, well, I just got to get them back. Enough is enough. Okay, that's control. That's control. If your intention is because I can't stand this pain anymore and I want them to know how badly they're hurting me. Okay, you're right there. Like, well, I'm just kind of curious. I just want to know. I just want to stick my toe in the water. Okay, well, that's going to be neutral. But again, this isn't changing anything. And your ego, which is just right here, is going to try to trick you into thinking that that's really your intention. Okay, because the ego self is just resting right here. So what would love do? Well, love sets everything free. It's why it's so important to always do our work and our healing, because when you're getting to acceptance, not saying goodbye forever, and the work of forgiveness, inner forgiveness, everything starts shifting. Now, this divine energy, the divine self, okay, has an avenue into the world through level 3, through the heart chakra, through that opening. Love sets all things free. So the intention to get your kids back from level 4 would never look like, if I do this, I get that. Okay, that will always be level 2. So that's if you're not setting them free, then there's a wound that needs to be addressed with you. What if you really screwed it up? What if you fought them so much in the first year or two and you really made some mistakes, fought, and how dare you accuse me of that? And don't you know what I've gone through for you? And you have no idea what it takes to be a parent. I mean, what if that took place? Okay. And now you're trying to backpedal from those mistakes. Had all of us known what we know now, we would have never fought in the beginning. If we knew this chart and we knew that anger was hate and what it was cultivating, we would have never done that. But a lot of us, including me, even knowing this, made that mistake of fighting back initially, defending myself. Like, what are you talking about? Writing those groveling letters. That didn't serve anyone. So what did I do differently? How did I recover from those first 2 years of making a lot of mistakes to getting to the point to where she came back and said, and her words are so important. I mean, they just encapsulate this whole thing. I don't want to be angry anymore. I didn't do anything to persuade her to do that. And that's key. 1 year, I reached out and said, come on now, how long are we going to do this nonsense? Well, that was a mistake because she was like, this isn't changing in the foreseeable future, woman. I am never coming back into your life. That's pretty permanent. So to go from that to 1 year later, after I did a lot of healing work, right? And to have her come back and say, I don't want to be angry anymore. That's the difference. That is, and it's so hard. We talk about this so much because the ego is tricky and it says, no, you're doing it right. You're doing fine. Oh, well, then they didn't do it right. They're just not grateful. Just this generation, they're so angry and they're in this cult culture. But you did everything right. It's them. You just got to write them off and forget about it because this generation just can't be saved. That's the dialogue. But what we're doing is we're giving an avenue to be who we are, to come into the world. And now that's the energy that does the heavy lifting for us. That's the energy that moves the mountains. So checking in with our intentions, setting our intentions. And you know what? Farah hit it last week so perfectly when she said, doing the work of level 3, we don't have answers for that. We had all kinds of answers when we were in those lower levels. We had wound after wound after wound. We had answers for that. We knew what it was. We could see our shame and the guilt and the blame and the anger. We could see it. But now in these higher levels, we're kind of going, well, I don't know what that answer is. Yeah. And that's the point. We can't do this by rote because it's not our human self that we're now activating. It's our spiritual self. It's our divine self. And we don't really know what that looks like in the world. We don't know how that energy is going to move mountains. We don't have faith that it's even going to work. Okay, we don't even trust it. That falls right here. We have to take that leap of faith in order to get into level 3. Because the truth, okay, everything above this yellow line is the truth, and that's beyond belief. And what is our belief? Everything below this line. These are our beliefs, the thoughts we think about again and again. That level 1 and level 2 is our belief system. Levels 3 and level 4, it's what's real and it's what's true. And it doesn't take place in time. Only level 1 and 2 takes place in time. So how long are they going to be in this energy center? 10, 20 years potentially. So you can wait. Okay, that would be level 1. Level 1 is waiting. Or moving into this area where we're saying, I don't know what anything is for, but I don't like who I'm becoming. I don't like who I am in these lower levels. I don't like living from self-doubt. I don't like the way that feels. So I got to figure this out. I got to do something different. And so level 3 is all about that. The conduit, the open channel. So the divine self, divine love, peace can make its way into the world.